When these tropical waves come off of Africa, especially at the path that Lee is taking, it feels like it's just an endless amount of time that we've been talking about it, and we are still talking about it. We'll be talking about it up until this weekend. We have started to see the storm weaken. Now it's down to a Category 2, still a fairly well-defined eye, but you don't see those intense thunderstorms right around the center of the storm any longer. Still has decent outflows, so it will probably maintain that strength for a little while longer, and we will start to feel those tropical storm force winds in Bermuda starting later on, maybe late tonight or early tomorrow morning. Now they could be peaking up at around 60 miles an hour. Now thankfully the hurricane force winds will stay near the center, and that will be offshore of Bermuda, so they are avoiding a direct landfall. Certainly high surf, rip currents, as well as some rainfall and wind, but the worst of it will stay offshore. And the storm will continue to weaken, likely feeling the impacts of some tropical storm force winds around Cape Cod and some of the other islands as that continues to push toward New England. They could near maybe 60-mile-an-hour winds at Cape Cod before it weakens further, and then continuing up through the Canadian Maritimes then as a big rain and wind system. It'll be more like a nor'easter by the time it moves farther north without any of the snowfall, thankfully. As far as what's going on in the tropics, we have Lee Margot, which is going to stay out in the open Atlantic, and also one that we have been talking about the last couple of days is Invest 97. Fairly decent model guidance, keeping this on a path toward the northwest, maybe a little bit of a turn toward the west, but also maybe moving in the direction of Bermuda as well. Again, this is still the early stages. However, as we have seen this season, the models have been doing a very good job. This will likely become a name system. Next name up is Nigel, and thankfully not threatening the Gulf of Mexico. We have seen a little